Hello, welcome to Avi Wars. Nice to meet you. Once you hit the new game button, you can get started. Feel free to pick some teams and give everyone a certain number of Avis to start with. You can also customize them if you were the team leader. Make sure every team has at least one player or else you cannot start the game. Once you have set up the teams and locked them in, you may now change the game settings themselves. You can pick between some game mode presets, or you can change the game settings however you wish. Feel free to go crazy with the settings. More time? Less health? Super weapons? Play it how you want to play it. Once you've finished with the game settings, you may now generate the level. When you pick a layout, it will be procedurally generated. If you don't like how that map looks, you can just generate a different one. When you are happy with the map layout, make sure to sync it to the other players so that they can see it too. When you hit Ready Map, the terrain will start generating. Please be patient and wait for other players to finish generating the map. Hitting Generate Game will populate the map with Avis and charged hexagons. You can now check with other players to make sure you're all set to play. When everyone is ready, hit the Start button and let the games begin. When it's your turn, it'll tell you. When you're ready to play, hit the button to enter the game world and start your turn. You can move around just like in any other game world. A tablet and a gun will spawn with you. You can use the tablet to see where you are in the game world. The gun will be used to fire weapons. The armory button will let you pick weapons for your gun. It also has the utilities and a super weapons section. The camera button will allow you to view different parts of the map. You can use it to strategize or plan your shots. In this world, you also have a double jump. You can rapidly tap double jump to get extra height. If you run out of time before firing your weapon, your turn will be skipped. Instead, before you run out of time, pick a weapon in the tablet. You can then use the tablet in combination with your weapon to plan your shot. You'll do more damage if you directly hit your target. When it's your opponent's turn, they can fire back at you. Watch out! Note that there is also fall damage in this game. Watch your step. If you take damage during your turn ends. When all the Avis in your team are defeated, your team is eliminated from the game. When one or none teams are remaining, the game is over. Orange crates scattered around the map will give you an extra weapon. White crates when picked up will give you a small health boost. When attacked, the crates also explode. You can use this to do extra damage. When the round counter hits 0, sudden death begins. The water will rise every turn, and any Avis not able to get out of the way will be drowned. At the end of the game, the winner will be announced, as well as some witty commentary as a summary of your game. There is also a competitive score down intended for tournaments. Now I will be explaining the utility items. This board, See in the World, can also help you too. Let's start with the rope. The rope is kind of like a hook shot, if you ever played Hook Junkers or similar. The rope is controlled with your movement buttons. Moving forward shortens the rope. Moving backwards makes the rope longer. You can swing left and right with your left and right strap. The rope controls are aligned with the tablet, so you can use that in case you get confused. Shortening the rope and swinging to the side will help you get over ledges. The weapon fire button will toggle letting go and re-grabbing another surface. As long as your feet don't touch the ground, you can re-grab as many times as you like without consuming another rope. When choosing a rope armory option will appear. When using the rope armory though, the jump button becomes your firing button instead. Do note that some weapons cannot be fired from the rope. Lastly, Be careful not to hit the regular armory button when you're trying to use rope armory. The jetpack will let you slowly ascend as long as you're holding the jump button, along with giving you a little extra lateral speed. Note that the jetpack has 15 seconds of fuel. When it runs out, you will fall. The rocket jump will launch you in the opposite direction of which you aim it. You will also not take damage after landing from a rocket jump. Teleport will allow you to teleport your Avi to another location on the map, and as the tablet implies, this will also end your turn. Use it wisely. And finally, the digger will drill a tunnel based on where you aim it. Now let's talk weapons. Weapons with an orange power circle mean they have a power meter, and weapons with a blue wispy icon means they're affected by the wind. The launcher is fairly simple. It does 45 damage and creates a small explosion on impact. With a grenade, you can set a timer for it to explode by. In addition, it will bounce and roll down surfaces. The bouncer is like a grenade, except you don't set a timer, and it will bounce up to 5 times, exploding on each bounce. Each bounce does up to 18 damage. Be careful because some weapons like the bouncer are unpredictable and might come back to bite you. The beach ball is like a grenade, but it's also affected by the wind. It does up to 60 damage and has a large blast radius, as well as increased knockback. The dynamite is a weapon you can only drop on the ground. If the slope is steep enough, it will slide down the slope though. Dynamite does up to 65 damage, has a large blast radius, and a lot of knockback, so be prepared to run. The airstrike is different from most weapons in that it calls an aerial assault on the surface below. You'll need to use the camera feature to select a target location, and then you can choose an attacking direction. It does 15 damage per hit. The tripler is like the launcher, except it fires 3 in rapid succession. Each hit does up to 35 damage. The trinade, as you would expect, fires 3 grenades in rapid succession. It also does 35 damage. The mortar is the same as the launcher, except it's not affected by wind and fires at full force. It does 50 damage. The Seeker is special in that after half a second, it will start homing in on its target in an orbit. It does 50 damage. With enough practice, you can turn the Seeker into a wonderful long-range tool. Punch will quite simply do a lot of knockback and 30 damage to a target of your choice. Make sure to aim upwards. Poke is like Punch, but does very little knockback and only 5 damage. It's funny though. Now we can talk about the 4 super weapons. The Pokar Bomb is like a grenade, except it has a lot of knockback and a very big blast radius. It does 85 damage and has the highest knockback and explosion radius in the whole game. Also note that the 3-second timer is a minimum timer. The Mini Nuke is like a launcher, except it fires at full force, does 85 damage, and has increased knockback and explosion radius. The air raid is exactly like the airstrike, except it does 45 damage per hit instead of 15. It also has increased knockback and explosion radius. The Death Ray fires a massive laser beam in the direction that you point, destroying voxels in its wake. It does up to 65 damage and does a lot of knockback. The Death Ray is also the most destructive weapon in the game. The video footage should show for itself. If you want to play another round, just hit the reset/new game button. With that said, I hope this tutorial I made helps you enjoy the game at least a little more. I have fun playing this game, and now I get to share the fun over to you. Good luck and have fun with the games. See you next time.